So this next question comes to us and specific to the Triangle IP tool, the TIP tool we call it. And how does it increase engagement with innovators in the enterprise? So one of the big problems you have within a company is people are busy. And when you're overwhelmed, you're a developer, you're an engineer, you're a scientist, you're working on that next goal, whether it's to release a product or a new revision of software, or maybe you're working on some clinical trials for your science innovation. That ends up being your focus, and patents sometimes just fall by the wayside. I think it's especially so as you get more towards software. Some of the technical folks are more accustomed to working with patents, and it's easier to get them motivated or engaged in the process, but it's just kind of foreign to folks. And when they get involved, they're a little overwhelmed and they're out of their comfort zone. So what happens is it tends to go very slow, or it tends to become deprioritized within the enterprise. So one of the things that we did with the TIP tool is we wanted to make engagement as easy as possible, as transparent as possible, and keep them engaged throughout the whole process so they could understand what's going on and track how their innovation is being protected and how it's progressing through the patent office. So first and foremost, we start off with a very, very simple Invention Disclosure Form, an IDF. It's just got a few questions, contact information, and then a free form disclosure that you can put in there to talk about the advantages and describe how the problems being solved by your innovation are happening. So very, very simple. In the premium tier, you can customize it with a couple more questions if you like, but as simple as possible to get engaged, because the goal is to get everything tracked within the tool. So any innovator in your domain has a whitelisted email address associated with your domain. You can get on the tool and start entering in ideas. So that has the least amount of friction as possible. And then that innovator can watch as things progress through the process. So there's the idea capture phase, the vetting phase, maybe there's a patent committee, drafting phase, and then filed phase. And then ultimately, as the case is filed and progressing through the US and perhaps with foreign counterparts, they have the ability to look at status for that too. So it's very transparent. They can work with other innovators, like typically there's multiple inventors on a particular idea. Their contact information can be put in there so that the other innovators can also see the idea, perhaps augment it, upload a presentation to it, kind of capture in a virtual file all the information necessary to fully describe and understand their innovation, so that whoever's assigned to drafting that patent has everything. And then the drafts can go back and forth through the tool so that everybody has access, people have the ability to comment, provide color to the particular innovation, but they can see from the beginning to the end what's going on with their innovation so that they're more likely to be engaged. Has the patent issued? Where are we with the arguments? How many patents do I have? What was that patent I filed 3 years ago? Well, these are all kind of questions that come up as people get more engaged in the process. And with the conventional tools and the way that it's just really difficult to get any answers or have kind of updated status, and even if you can get it, often it's expensive because you're pestering your patent attorney to get that information. And of course, they're billing for that sort of thing. Conventional systems just end up being too opaque and too confusing to get any smart person on your technical staff to engage in the process. So what we've tried to do is demystify it, provide straightforward answers, predictions on how much it's going to cost, when it's going to be allowed, that sort of thing, so that people will find themselves engaging more in this process that's being demystified. So that's the goal with the tip tool. If you have any further questions related to this or anything, put it in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.